Hello, everybody. Wayne Motts coming to you from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, west of Gettysburg, for a segment of Black Courage Pennsylvanians in the 54th Massachusetts Volunteer Infantry Regiment. I'm joined by my good friend and fellow colleague, licensed battlefield guide, Tracy Bear. And Tracy is all things Chambersburg over here. Tracy, we're going to do this series. We're going to profile soldiers from Pennsylvania, from the 54th Mass. And for the viewers, Pennsylvania had the most number of soldiers in the 54th Massachusetts Volunteer Infantry Regiment, over 300. And some of them are buried right here in South Central Pennsylvania. And we picked a special place to be with you today to profile one of these. So where are we, Tracy?
Wayne, we are standing just west of Chambersburg and the town's African-American cemetery.
Okay.
It is a combination of two cemeteries, an active and a closed cemetery, Mount Vernon being the closed cemetery. Here at Mount Vernon, we have 52 Black Civil War soldiers, and that's 52 that we know about. We're not certain if there are any more that we can't locate their graves or not. These are the ones that we know of. And out of that 52, we have 4 from the 54th Mass and 2 from its sister regiment, the 55th Massachusetts. Okay. This cemetery was entered into the National Register for the Underground Railroad in 2010.
Oh, wow.
So we do have a lot of very special and important ties here at this cemetery.
Yeah, and we should say that the 54th and 55th Massachusetts were black regiments that were kept separate from what the United States government called the United States Colored Troops, USCT, which were recruited after the Emancipation Proclamation. But
that's right.
The 54th and 55th are kept separate. Governor Andrew of Massachusetts kept them separate. And so they hold a separate identity. They're very well known, the 54th Mass, of course, being probably the most well known of these regiments because of its battle at Fort Wagner, Morris Island, South Carolina in July of 1863, that's featured in the movie Glory. Now, we came here today, Tracy, because you've identified several men in the 54th that are here.
Yes.
In the cemetery, and one of them is right here at our feet. And who are we going to talk about here today?
We're going to talk about William Little. William Little was born here in Chambersburg. His father was Samuel, his mother Elizabeth. There's a little bit of confusion about when he was actually born. If you look at his grave marker, it says 1846. If you look at his service records, it says he was 20 years of age when he enlisted. Well, that would make it 1843.
Yeah.
So we're not quite sure on that.
All the records are sort of different, aren't they?
They are. They are.
Yeah.
His service record doesn't indicate he enlisted on March 25th of 1863 for a 3-year term, and he was 5'6" tall. Again, 20 years of age. His occupation listed as a laborer, which is one of those things that either labor or farmers, what the majority of the blacks enlisting would be listing their occupation at. And he was promoted very quickly. If you enlisted in March 25th, by the 29th, he was promoted to corporal.
Wow, okay.
And a month later, he's going to be promoted again to sergeant. And these orders for promotion came from Colonel Robert Gould Shaw.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So Colonel Shaw saw that he got promoted.
Right.
So he must have been...
Probably literate.
Yeah, that's right. He probably had to be in order to be able to write that. Yeah,
right.
Sure, yeah.
And he was very much involved with many of the major battles or engagements that the 54th would be involved with, beginning on James Island on July 16th of 1863, just 2 weeks after the Battle of Gettysburg.
Yeah. So he's in March of 63. He goes to Massachusetts. Then he goes down to South Carolina. He's at the Battle of James Island. His service record seems to indicate, obviously, that he's at the Battle of Morris Island on July 18. Then he's at Olustee, Florida in February of 1864.
Right.
And then he comes back. He survives the Civil War, comes back. And you told me that he had a very interesting career, that he was like the first of what? What were you describing to me?
When he came in Chambersburg, the only photograph that we have that I know of William Little is in uniform. But it's not a Civil War soldier's uniform, Wayne. He became Chambersburg's very first town constable.
How about that?
We have a photograph of William Little in his constable.
So he's a black man, becomes the first constable of Chambersburg, and he lives to be like a really old man, right?
Right. I mean, he will die finally When does he die? He dies finally in 1926.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then his wife dies like much later. I mean, his pension is active. I think she dies in like 1933.
And he does. They do have two children, a son and a daughter. And like so many Civil War soldiers, white or black, they're struggling with their pension records.
Yeah.
So he will finally receive a pension. He is wounded. He is injured. He is injured in the breast. He's injured in the groin. He does suffer some injuries. I don't know that they are specifically combat related, but nevertheless, you're injured. You're out of duty for a while, then you're back into it. And as Wayne said, he follows this army, this regiment through most of its major battles.
And of course, par for the course, everybody. We're out here today. We've got somebody over here cutting the grass. Picked a day that we want to do the video, and they're going to be cutting the grass out here. I want to thank my good friend Rick Iserman behind that camera. He's already upset with us here because we've come out, can you do this, this, and this? We really appreciate him back there behind that camera, and we appreciate Tracy out with us. William H. Little, Company D, 54th Massachusetts Volunteer Infantry Regiment, here in Lebanon Cemetery, formerly Mount Vernon, Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. What a great story about a black soldier in the 54th Massachusetts for our black courage. Thanks for being out here with us, Tracy. And I want to thank all of you. Be sure to tune in to our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe. Be sure you like and follow us on social media. And stay tuned for some more great content. Thanks, Tracy.
Absolutely. Thank you, Wayne.